Are these for me?
Yes.
Thank you. These are not just potato chips. It just looks like they're potato chips. These are Mikesell's potato chips. How many of you have ever had Mikesell potato chips? Just Eric and me? They're made in Dayton, Ohio. And from the time I was younger than Alex, this was the potato chip, and it still is. And I don't know that it's better than any other potato chip, but it seems like that because of the great memories I have. And growing up with, I mean, some of you probably have local products that you would rate as the highest, the best, and they might not be any better than anything else, but you've got those connections to those things. Because I probably ought to. You guys want some potato chips?
Yeah, potato chips.
Not right now.
Not in the sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
Hands are cold.
Cold hands, warm heart. Cold hands, poor circulation. How's that? We all have things in life that we have connection to. Sometimes they're great things, sometimes they aren't. But there are certain things that we should have a deep connection to. That when we think about it, when we talk about it, when we share it with others, there should be that feeling of enjoyment, of joy, of satisfaction. One of those things is, where and how do you come to know the Lord? When you think about that, certainly when you share that with others, when you share your story with somebody else, there ought to be that deep connection. This is something real. This is something that is exciting to me, that brings joy to me, and I want to share that joy with others. That's part of what I'm doing, a series on discipleship, and I'll be preaching more about discipleship here in a little bit. But when we talk about making disciples, it's our individual story that makes a connection with people. You'll find an awful lot of people that if you begin with Scripture, you know, hit them upside the head, and then start at Genesis and go through to the maps, and try to say, okay, now you need Jesus. They want to argue all of that with you. But if you share how important Jesus is to you, the joy, the peace that you have found in knowing Jesus, they can't argue with that. That's your personal experience. They might not have had that experience, but you can share that and invite them to have that experience. And they can see that. They can see the love, hopefully. Sometimes if you have some rough weeks, sometimes the love doesn't show through as clearly. But it should. And we should be sharing that love with one another, sharing that love with the world around about us. There is a lost and dying world outside the walls of this church. And if we wait for them to come in, it's probably not going to happen. We need to go and make disciples and then invite them to come in. So think about that when you share your favorite food from childhood or from growing up in Mason City or Osage or Mankato or wherever. When you enjoy those things, think again about the joy you have in Jesus and how much you need to share that with others. Let's continue to work.